What's going on, guys? It's your boy Salman here, back to the video, and today we're going to be going over my 2023-2024 schedule predictions for my Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins had a really good year last year. We ended up making the playoffs for the first time since 2016, and the Dolphins got better this offseason, so I'm really interested to see how we're going to do this year. The schedule, though, it is really hard. We have the second hardest schedule in all of football this year, only behind the Eagles, man. Look at that schedule. We play some real good teams, man. Our division's absolutely loaded, and we play some also amazing teams from the other conference and, other divisions around the league. But if you guys are new, please drop a sub. You can literally do it right now. It takes 2 seconds. It's free, and it really helps me out, man. Make sure to like the video, comment down below what you guys want to see, any recommendations. I really do appreciate it. It goes a long way. And comment what you guys think the Dolphins will do this year. Comment your record predictions for them. I want to see what you guys think. You can call my predictions trash if you want. It's all fun. It's all love and games, But we are not going to waste any more time. We're going to get right into the video right now. Week 1, the Dolphins start off against the Chargers in LA. That's going to be a very good game. The Chargers did beat us last year, on Sunday Night Football. But I feel like this Dolphins team, I feel like we're going to come out hot, and I feel like we will beat the Chargers week 1. It's going to be a very good game, though, because the thing with the Chargers is they have a lot of injury problems, but they're all going to be healthy. But overall, I do think we have the better team, and I think that we will take the Chargers week 1. It's going to be a toss-up, though. It's going to be a very competitive game. Week 2, we play the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. It's going to be, it's always tough in Foxborough, but I do think the Dolphins are significantly better, and I do think that we will beat the Patriots. Last year we did lose a game to them for the first time in like 3 years, but that was really bad. We had our backup quarterback. We ended up with our third-string quarterback in. Terrible game, but I do think that we will beat the Patriots in week 2. It's going to be Sunday Night Football, though. It's a lot of pressure, but I do think the Dolphins will start out 2-0 in the 2023 season. All right, in week 3, the Dolphins have our home opener against the Broncos. The Broncos were terrible last year. Russell Wilson was just bad, man. That's the only way I can describe him. They did get Sean Payton, which is definitely an upgrade over their old coach, who was just absolutely terrible. But I just don't think that they have what they have to beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins, Bradley Chubb revenge game. So I do think the Dolphins will beat them in our home opener. I do not think we'll drop this one at home, especially against the Broncos, man. The Broncos, I think they'll be better than last year, but I do not think they'll beat us, especially in Miami. All right, in week 4, we take on the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, which is actually kind of a blessing if you think about it, because usually we play the Bills, when it's like 10 degrees in Buffalo and snowing. So that's actually a blessing in disguise. But Buffalo, early season, still, Bills Mafia is crazy. I actually have the Dolphins dropping this one to the Bills. The Bills are a very good team. They're not going to lose that many home games. I do not think that we will beat them at home this year. We came close last year in both games, but I do not think we'll beat them at home. The Bills are just a very good team still, and I still think they will split the series with them. So, in week 5, the Dolphins will take on the New York Football Giants at home, at Hard Rock Stadium. Early in the season, man, that Florida heat, it's blaring. Y'all don't know nothing about it unless you're from Florida. It's lethal, man. It is absolutely lethal. And I would hate to be a visiting team playing the Dolphins, especially around this time of the year, because it sucks, man. It really does suck, I bet. All that heat, the shade thing, it's terrible. It's blaring hot. And I think that the New York Giants will lose to the Dolphins this game. The New York Giants are a good football team, but I just think early season, it's going to be a close one, closer than people expect, because the Giants are a really good football team, really well coached. Daniel Jones is pretty good in my opinion. They have some good pieces, but I just don't think that they're going to be able to hang with the Dolphins when it comes down to things. So I have them dropping this game. The Dolphins are going to win this game. Moving on to the Carolina Panthers, another home game. I think that Vic Fangio is going to make Bryce Young's life absolute hell. I think that he's going to absolutely murder Bryce Young. He's going to smother him. He's just going to make it terrible for him, man. I just think that our defense, that game's going to absolutely take over. It's kind of going to be like last time we played Carolina with Cam Newton. We absolutely demolished them. I just kind of feel like it's going to be like one of those games. Carolina's not a bad team either. They have some good pieces around them, but I still think that the Dolphins are going to absolutely show Bryce Young what the NFL is about, and I think that the Dolphins will go back-to-back, and win those 2 games. The Dolphins will go against the Eagles in Week 7. In Philly, night game. Dude, that's going to be such a tough game. And I have the Eagles winning that game. I just think going into Philly, night game, that's going to be too much. I do not think the Dolphins will be able to extend that little win streak. I just think the Dolphins will drop this game to the Eagles. It's just a game that it makes sense for the Dolphins to lose here. I just think that the Eagles are a great team, especially at home. They are just so talented. I have the Dolphins losing this game to the Eagles. It's not really that difficult there. I just kind of have that gut feeling, so I really do think the Dolphins will drop this game. The Dolphins then take on the Patriots at home. I think the Dolphins will win this game. Like I said, I think the Dolphins are a way better team. The Patriots do have the legend Bill Belichick, but I still think that the Dolphins will win this game. It's at home. It's still early in the season, still the heat factor. I just don't see the Dolphins losing this game at home. I don't see a scenario like how Thanos can see like a million trillion scenarios. Dude, I do not see those scenarios happening where the Dolphins lose to the Patriots. Because at the end of the day, that's just I just have that gut feeling, man. I do not see it. Moving on though, Germany game against the Chiefs. I have the Dolphins losing to the Chiefs here. The Chiefs are an amazing team. Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be a very close game. But I just think that the Dolphins will not win this game. I think that the Chiefs are a very tough team. They have some great players. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be very close. But I think the Chiefs will just pull away. And I think that the Chiefs will win this game. All right, the Dolphins have a bye week, Week 10. They go into the bye at 6-3. After the bye, they face the Raiders at home. I think the Dolphins will have their way with the Raiders. Coming off the bye week, I think they will have a good game. And I think they'll be very prepared for it. I think they'll perform very well coming out of the bye. Everyone rested, I think they will win this game against the Raiders at home. All right. After the Raiders, we happen to play the New York Jets. I think we'll lose to the Jets here. Aaron Rodgers is an absolute legend. That team's very good. Their defense was absolutely elite last year. They have some great offensive players too. I think they'll put it all together. I think they'll beat the Dolphins at home. They're a really good team, and I think that especially adding Aaron Rodgers to that team's going to be a very fun team to watch next year. All right, going against Washington Commanders, I think the Commanders will beat us, actually. I feel like this will be kind of one of those games where you kind of feel like you're in a little slump. You can lose back-to-back, but I just think the Commanders will beat us here. It's just one of those games that you're kind of like, what the hell? Like, how are you losing to the Commanders? But it happens. The Commanders are at home, and I think that they will end up upsetting us this week. All right, after that bad beat to the Commanders, I think the Dolphins will go on to beat the Titans. The Titans, they're in a very weird spot. Ryan Tannehill is not that good anymore. He's kind of washed, They have a weird quarterback situation going on with, what's his name? Will Levis and fucking that one dude that kind of sucks, but you don't know because he's only a first-year, second-year player. But I just don't see him winning. Derrick Henry's amazing, but it seems like they're going in the direction of a rebuild. So I do think that they will lose this game to the Dolphins. Then against the Jets, I think we'll beat the Jets. I do not think we'll drop 2 games to them this year. I think we'll beat them at home. It's going to be a close one, but I definitely think we will beat them there. Going against the Cowboys at home, I think we'll lose to the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a very good team. They happen to play really good in the regular season, but, once it hits the playoffs, they choke. Going against the Ravens, Ravens Week 17, the Dolphins and the Ravens, man. Usually the Ravens get the best of us, but last year, y'all already know what happened, They ended up choking that big lead in the fourth quarter, and I just feel like the Dolphins kind of got that little swagger going on now that they're like, oh well, they can't beat us, and I do think both teams are gonna be very stacked, But I think that it's going to be an amazing game, and I do think the Dolphins will win this one just because of the fact I think the Dolphins have more depth, and the Ravens, happen to get injured a lot. So I do think the Dolphins will beat the Ravens in Week 17. Moving on to the last game of the season, I think that the Dolphins will beat the Bills. I think we'll split the season series against them. We'll beat them at home. Another very close game. Could be for the division, actually. So, it's going to be crazy close, I'm not going to lie. That game, it probably will have major implications on who wins the division because usually it ends up being a pretty close matchup. But you never know, One team could shit the bed or something could happen. But But I do think that that game will be a big game, and I think the Dolphins will win and go into Week 18 or go into the playoffs with a W and end up finishing the year 11-6. 11-6 for the Dolphins. If you guys enjoyed this video, I really would appreciate a sub, man. We are so close to 360. We're just going to keep on climbing, man. I really do appreciate all y'all's support. It means a lot. The videos have been doing so good recently, and it's all because of you guys. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.